to make my body less efficient with calories. I want my body to burn through calories with reckless abandon because it knows that I am going to continue feeding it. It is a beautiful Saturday here in Tulsa, America. Well, it's turned into a beautiful Saturday. It started out really cloudy and dreary. We've had a bunch of rain come through this past week and storms, but now the sun is shining and drying everything out, and now everything's growing again, so my nose is itching from the pollen. I've got a cup of coffee here. This is my favorite K-Cup from Walmart, the Great Value brand. It is a coconut flavor, and it's a light roast, and I put a little sugar-free chocolate macaroon skinny syrup in it, along with a little bit of banana Premier Protein. So it's kind of like a pina colada, like a tropical coffee, which probably doesn't sound very good to some of you guys out there, but it's delicious. I'm enjoying it. I do want to let you guys know that my dinner videos, my What's for Dinner videos, Dinner with the Dennisons, will be resuming next Sunday. So that will be Mother's Day, May 12th. I just didn't have a lot to film this week because I posted a What's for Dinner collab with Carrie over at Weight Watchers with Carrie on Tuesday. So I'll link that here if you haven't seen it. Go check out all the other channels too who participated. It was fun. Because that one went through Tuesday, I only cooked like one more night this week since the kids are with their grandparents this weekend, so I just didn't have very much to show you guys. So anywho, I will get back to filming those as much as I can. I've got lots of really good feedback on those, and it's sort of fun to put them together. I'm hoping that I have a good grocery haul to show you guys this week too. I need to do like a big stock up grocery haul. I haven't done that in a while. I need to make a Costco trip. So hopefully lots of good content coming out for you guys. I'm going to film another What I Eat in a Day video. But the main thing that I wanted to update you guys on is my mindset and my progress, you know, doing what I've been doing lately with nutrition and working out. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I am kind of exploring some different paths where nutrition and health are concerned, especially where dieting is concerned. I gave up dieting and diet culture basically for Lent, and that sort of allowed me to examine my own priorities where that was concerned and the place of priority that I was giving it, and help me try to work through, okay, how do I want to move forward from this? Let me start off with a little bit of a disclaimer though. I have been on Weight Watchers a couple of different times in my adult life, and I really like that program. I still like that program. I still sing its praises. And one of the reasons that I really like it is because I believe it is a more well-rounded approach than anything else out there to addressing weight loss, but also from the perspective of improving one's health. So instead of just saying, eat this and you'll lose weight, you know, do this exercise and you'll lose weight, they also talk about things like the importance of getting enough sleep and drinking more water and nutrient-dense foods like fruits and vegetables. They talk about emotional eating and how to recognize it and how to deal with it when it comes up. And all of those things that go into a healthy mindset and help us continue to make good decisions for better health. Like, I feel like Weight Watchers addresses that really, really well. So all that's to say, it's not that I don't believe in that program anymore, and it's not that I don't still tout all the good things about it and recommend it to people. It's just that I feel like where I am right now, I feel it in my heart, I know it in my gut, that I need something different. I just need something different right now. My body needs something different. The goals that I want to achieve are requiring a little bit of a different approach to nutrition and health and exercise overall. So what have I been doing? Well, in my, research and in my search for how to move forward and how to make myself a healthier individual, how to get stronger, I was really interested in figuring out how to heal my metabolism, and I kind of stumbled onto this idea of reverse dieting. Now let me say that what I have been doing really isn't true reverse dieting, because I feel like reverse dieting is where you add calories back into your daily caloric intake gradually, and even though I didn't go overnight from being in a restriction as far as being in a caloric deficit to all of a sudden shooting up to where my maintenance calories should be, which is around 2,000 calories a day, I feel like it did sort of come on gradually, because during Lent, I wasn't really tracking or weighing or measuring. I was just kind of trying to take a more intuitive approach to eating, and I definitely was taking in more food. And that's why I felt like I could go ahead and jump into, okay, I want to collect some data. I want to really see if this can work for me, and I'm just going to go ahead and take the leap and jump up to where my calories should be. But really, true reverse dieting, I think, is supposed to be more of a stair-step effect. I'm using that term sort of in a general manner. I'm just using it to mean that I am actually trying to eat more food, not restrict my food, so that my metabolism will get really revved up and will start working in my favor again. Now, this whole idea, I believe, is born out of like the fitness world and the fitness sports world, or Fitspo, like people who do bodybuilding or bikini competitions, because a lot of the channels that I'm coming across are like personal trainers, or they're competitors in those areas, and they're talking about this or working with clients who are in that world. But that doesn't mean that there aren't ways that it can be effective and helpful to just, you know, everyday ordinary people. And I'm starting to stumble across more information, more research, more articles, more videos where people are implementing this for people like me who have been basically chronic dieters their entire lives and have kind of wrecked their metabolism as a result. And I gotta say, you guys, I know I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, you know, I'm not a fitness expert, but it sort of makes sense because we live in a time when we have more information, more programs, more resources, we have more diet products, more gyms, you know, more fitness programs promising results than we have ever had before. And it's just kind of grown and grown and grown and grown and grown and grown over the last, what, 30 or 40 years? And yet we only seem to be making the problem worse. So whenever people say things like yo-yo dieting has actually made the problem even worse and we have slowed down our metabolisms, it makes total sense to me. Because we keep trying and trying and trying and trying to fix the problem by creating a deficit, either by eating less food or by exercising more. But our bodies, being these incredibly efficient machines at keeping us alive, just adjust to whatever we're doing to it. So then whenever we get tired of that or frustrated with it and we go back to eating the way we were before, our metabolisms aren't functioning for us anymore in the same way, and we end up putting on more and more weight. So the idea behind reverse dieting or improving one's metabolism is that you add calories back in until you find your maintenance level and your body kind of levels out. And then it will function much better for you when you create a very small deficit if you want to achieve fat loss, or if you're just trying to reach a maintenance level and be able to eat more calories. You know, your fitness ability is going to go up because you're feeding your body better. Your workouts are going to be better. You're going to be less tired. You're probably going to sleep better, and you're going to be a happier person because, you know, me being able to eat 1,900, 2,000, 2,100 calories a day, and the idea that eventually I will be maintaining you know, the weight that I'm at with that idea makes me very happy, as opposed to the cycle I was in, which was trying to restrict to the point that I would then, you know, have a higher day and have a higher caloric intake day and feel like I've done all this damage and then go back into a restriction mode, and that this is where I have to be in order to maintain where I am. Like, you know, I want to make my body less efficient with calories. I want my body to burn through calories with reckless abandon because it knows that I am going to continue feeding it. And then whenever I, for a very short amount of time, you know, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, take a small cut in calories, I will be much better at burning fat and getting a little bit smaller and a little bit leaner because I have reestablished my baseline metabolism much higher, which means that create a small deficit, it's much higher than it was before with the deficit I was creating and just barely maintaining or being in a plateau. I'm probably doing a very poor job of paraphrasing this. I'm sorry, you can go and watch all kinds of videos about this. But basically the idea is we improve our metabolism by eating more, by exercising in a way that builds lean muscle, by being patient and waiting for that all to stabilize. And then if we want to create a deficit to lose some fat, we can do so at a much higher caloric intake because our metabolisms are revved up and working in our favor now. So how am I doing with all this? First of all, have I gained weight? Yes, I have gained weight. And I probably gained 5 pounds or so. Some of that I know is water. some of that I feel like is muscle gain because I feel stronger, my workouts are going better, I'm able to lift heavier weights, I'm able to go longer in my workouts, my recovery time is shorter, I'm not as sore after them. And also, I just like, especially in my butt and in my legs, I just feel like less jiggly. You know, I can definitely feel like I'm getting a little bit more toned there. But some of it is fat gain. Like I feel like my face is a little fluffy. I definitely feel a little fluffy in my belly. I definitely feel like I've put on just a little bit of fat, which everything that I'm reading and watching, everything that I'm coming across concerning this way of living and eating and this way of fitness and nutrition, everything says that that's normal, that your body, especially if you've been a chronic dieter like me, and especially if you've been in a long, you know, period of restriction, your body's going to rebound a little bit. Your body's going to gain a little bit because it's taking advantage of this time that it thinks is a time of surplus because you're going to go back to a time of famine. But if you will just see it through and just stay the course and not freak out, the end result is going to be so worth it because eventually my body will adapt to the amount of calories that I'm taking in, you know, within reason, and it'll be, you know, less efficient with calories, meaning it's going to burn through them every day, which is in turn going to make it easier for me to take off the little bit of fat that I have gained. So this is the make or break point that people, especially people like me, will see the scale creep up, will feel their clothes get a little bit tighter, and my clothes still fit. I have like one pair of jeans that was tight before that now I'm just like, these are too uncomfortable, I'm not going to wear them, but everything else still fit. I got out my spring clothes, everything's fine. But that people get to this point where they're seeing the scale creep up a little bit and they're feeling their clothes be a little bit tighter and seeing maybe a little bit of fat come on in various places in their body, and then they freak out and they go back into the restriction and the cycle just keeps going. So I am trying to maintain the mindset of this is a long-term project and I am in this for the long haul, because another thing that I keep coming across is that especially for people like me, chronic dieters, that this is a very long process and that sometimes it can take months or even a year or longer to truly start to see some major results. Now, in that amount of time, should I be putting on 10, 15, 20 pounds? No. I mean, that would be a definite problem. That would definitely mean that I am overfeeding myself and I need to go back down in calories and maybe gradually build them back up. That isn't what has happened for me. My weight, you know, jumped up, you know, over the course of 3 or 4 weeks or so, and it's now kind of stable. It's now kind of leveling off a little bit. That weight gain has slowed way down, if it's even still going on. I don't step on the scale as much. I just try to step on the scale once or twice a week and just record it just to see where that plateau is going to happen once my metabolism has settled down. But I think that's the hardest part for me right now, is just getting over this fear of putting on weight and this fear of becoming fat and this fear that it's never going to end, and working through that, because everything I'm coming across, all the information is telling me that is not what's going to happen. You know, our bodies are incredible machines. It's going to adapt, it's going to adjust, just like it adapted and adjusted to a lower caloric intake. It's going to go back to that metabolism that you had before, and you're going to be so much happier in the long run. And what I have to keep in mind is that even if it takes a year, you know, a year when in context with the rest of my life, having a body and a metabolism that works in my favor, you know, a year is a very short amount of time. So I guess all this is to say that there really isn't very much to report, but that the biggest hurdle I'm trying to get over right now is here. The biggest hurdle is right here, and trusting that I am doing what is best for my body. And you know, if I'm really thinking about how I feel, if I didn't know that number on the scale right now, I would say this has been fabulous. I would say I feel marvelous. My workouts are so much better. I'm getting stronger. I've completely changed my mindset about fitness. I'm doing a lot less cardio, because cardio is kind of like creating a deficit also. Our bodies adapt to it very quickly and they become more efficient. They burn less calories in a cardio workout. So I've kind of flipped from doing so much cardio to really focusing on high intensity interval training and weightlifting and boot camp classes and different things that help me build muscle across my body. And even though there's cardio in all of those classes, there still is a lot of like resistance training, which for me at this point, having not done that in so many years, any amount of that is going to produce results for me because it doesn't take much when you haven't been doing it at all. But the hardest part is definitely getting over what's going on in my head and laying to rest this worry that I'm gonna put on a whole bunch of weight and I'm not gonna like the way that I look and this isn't gonna work. But trusting the process, continuing to research, continuing to watch videos, think about how I feel, feed my body nutritious foods, work my body in a way that it gets stronger, but without promoting injury, and just trust that the results are going to come, but it's going to be not instant. It's going to be down the road a ways. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope this wasn't just a rambling mess. I mean, it was a rambling mess, but hopefully I'm getting across to you guys how I'm thinking and feeling right now. I'm doing great. I'm doing good. If you want to hear more about this, definitely give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave me a comment or any questions that you may have. I'll do my best to answer them. Again, I'm not an expert in this area, and you can go and watch all kinds of videos from people who are much more knowledgeable about this. But this is just where I am and what I'm doing right now, and I'll do the best to respond with, you know, what my opinion is and what my thoughts are on that matter. So hope everybody's doing well, and I'll check in again very soon. Bye.